27-yard line.
Hey Roadrunners, welcome back. I mentioned that I would do a follow-up, so here I am for a follow-up on the video because that other one was 17 minutes long. I tend to ramble, so I needed to cover what I think three things in that game that says a lot about UNT versus UTSA. I've got my boy Rowdy here. He's got the original lit medallion. It's not so lit. I still got to get a battery. I've been lazy on that. I know. I get it. I'm lazy. Okay, so sue me. Anyway, so let's talk about how we scored with, what, 3.5 minutes left to play, and then gave up a huge play. We had a chance to stop UNT, but they got that big, giant play. But from that moment on, man, those of us in our section, we're like, let them score, because we knew that they could bleed the timeout even if we used all our timeouts, because we had no more timeouts after that third down play. And then if they score on fourth down, well, okay. They win and, basically bleed it down. We only have like 30 seconds left to go. I think personally, it just played out the way it played out. There's nothing you can say that UNT could have done differently because we had enough timeouts to stop enough of the clock, right? And it kind of forced them to go for it. So you can't really fault them for scoring fast. I probably would have run it up the middle maybe and then kicked the field goal and not lost the game in regulation. But, that's hard to do. You score when you get a chance to score. And then you put on your defense to make stops. Their defense has done good. Okay, so we're over that. So now we got the ball back. We get the ball on 25-yard line. Frank gets us up the field. We get to that pivotal fourth down play. Now let's talk about that play. Not that we got it or we didn't. Here's the issue I have. And the non-issue at the same time. And I don't know if I would have felt the same had we not gotten a first down. But here's the issue. It was called a first down on the field. And UNT's entire sidelines was out on the field. If it's called a first down, that's illegal participation. We should have gotten at least a 5-yard penalty. They didn't even get a sideline warning. Right? Now, with that being said, because it had to be measured. I don't know if they started the clock back up. I can't remember. I'd have to look through it on the full game replay and see if the clock started back up after we got the first time. Because remember, they stopped the clock, then they had to measure it, and I don't know if they blew the whistle to start the clock. Of course, we were ready to go, but it still should have had a clock stoppage with that 5-yard penalty, moved the ball down the field. Now, granted, we did exactly what we needed to do from then on out. I believe there was 3 plays. Frank on his draw, then Cardenas over the middle, and then the pass to Clark. So let's talk about that pass. There was no other play that was going to be called. You've seen it if you're a Roadrunner. It was 6'3" against 5'8" listed, and probably 5'10". But there was definitely a size advantage there and a kid who can jump. That play was going to be called twice. So people who say North Texas should have called a timeout, doesn't matter. We were going to call that play no matter what. If North Texas calls that play timeout with 23 seconds, we get at least 3 shots at the end zone. At least 3 shots. And maybe even one we can go underneath, right? Because think about it. First one we could have gone underneath. They tackle in bounds, spike it, and now we got 2 shots in the end zone. But we're closer, right? A lot closer to where Frank's legs can possibly work some magic for us. So that I kind of wanted to talk about. So you can't really say the North Texas coaches did a disservice by calling a timeout. And they didn't necessarily hurt us or help us. I think it was a non-factor is what I'm saying. And then ultimately, by the officials not calling that the illegal participation, right, by the UNT sideline, I think it was also a non-factor. But I think at the end of the day, it kind of worked out because you didn't have the excitement of the game ruin the game, right? To where it's like anticlimactic, right? And I think ultimately, we overcame and we won the game. The better team won the game. Don't believe the better team didn't win the game. We overcame being out OC'd. I'm being dead serious. We overcame out being OC'd. We really did. We really did. Now, we're going into the bye week. We can heal up. We can move on. Now, the third and final topic I wanted to throw out here today is I don't get why some people don't want UTSA to be a rival of UNT. It's definitely not from the UTSA side, from the UNT side, because I guess they want SMU to be their rival. Well, that's fine. You can make SMU your rival also. But to any UNT peeps out there that might watch this, oh, we're here to stay. We're your rival, whether you like it or not. You can either embrace it or, turn a blind eye as we constantly rack up chances at conference trophies, right? Because we're going to only continue to get better as our finances get better, as our team wins games. We're starting to put 28,000 people in the stands. We haven't done that in years. I mean, previous coaching staff ruined that for everybody. Literally ruined it. We were having 16,000, 14,000 showing up. So you start putting in 10,000 extra more fans, or get us back to the Larry Coker era of attendance where we should have never left. What does our program do? Right? It's going there. And here's the final thing to UNT fans or any fans that don't think it's a rivalry. All you had to do was look at the gestures UNT players made after scoring touchdowns. They had their little flappy wings and they ran in place. I'm pretty sure that's not an eagle. Eagle spreads its wings. Roadrunners don't. Flap our wings a little bit while they're running fast, right? That's what they're doing. They were mocking. So they wouldn't mock if we weren't a rival. The players have spoken. So UNT, Mean Green fans, embrace it. Your players have spoken. Our players have spoken. It's a rivalry. Let's embrace it, and let's make this something special. Let's truly make this something special. Let's lobby, and I'm being serious here, let's lobby AAC to say, hey, we need to play North Texas and UTSA same Saturday every year. If you want to make it last Saturday of the year, that's fine. I mean, it's going to depend on what SMU wants to do also. They're going to stick their nose somewhere. Those rich, whatever you want to call them. They're going to try to flex their muscles, right? But two against one. Now, you can fine if you want to be SMU's rival. Fine. But you can be ours too. But you ain't going to ignore us. Just know that's going to happen. So let's find a Saturday. Let me tell you why we should look at it that way. And I always use the SEC. The SEC has been this way forever. It's just a little kept secret. If UNT and UTSA play same Saturday every season, right? It's going to always be an important game. It's going to be the game where we decide whether we want to go to that game or not. Could also be with UTEP, right? We can make it with Rice too. But those are 5 Texas schools in the AAC. Something could happen to where we create a scheduled gauntlet, so to speak. Maybe we play each other back to back to back to back, right? What would that be? We don't have UTEP in the conference. I mean, I know they're in the WAC, so. But why not have those 4 games back to back to back, round robin style, all in October? How about that? All in October. 3 of the 4 games will be outside. 1 game will be inside, right? Let's play those games all in October. Hey, the SEC plays Alabama, plays in October. The SEC plays Mississippi State every year in October. The SEC plays Alabama, plays LSU every year in October. Usually, sometimes in November. It depends on when the season starts, but it's about their game, right? I think they play November 1st or something like that. Whatever the first Saturday is in November this year. But we could do it. And it would create such a hype train, right? We all have something in the game from this. Let's work it together. That's what I'm lobbying out there for UNT. Understand that we grow off each other. I guarantee you, you'll have some of your best attendance when UTSA plays you off. We're good. You're good. Yeah, we'll show up. I'll drive up there. I have. I know people drive up there from San Antonio. There's plenty of UTSA alumni in the DFW area. So you guys were okay, decently attended our game this past Saturday for a team that I think that a lot of y'all really felt it wasn't going to go as good as it went for y'all or UNT. I don't think there was as good of an attendance, but I've seen in the past, oh, yeah, UNT fans have shown up. So it's there. The rivalry's there. Let's embrace it. All right, anyway, to everybody, peace out, birds up.